Picture this, a dusty schoolyard, a stern principal, and a farmer's son with dreams bigger than the fields he tills. But what happens when fate decides to flip the script? Buckle up, folks, because this story is about to take off, literally. In a small town where cornfields stretch as far as the eye can see, young Tommy, the son of a hard-working farmer, found himself standing before Principal Hawkins, a man known for his iron fist and cold heart. The air was thick with tension as the principal's voice boomed through the office. Tommy, your grades are abysmal, and your behavior is unacceptable. I have no choice but to expel you from this school, Principal Hawkins declared, his eyes narrowing behind thick-rimmed glasses. Tommy's heart sank. He knew his family couldn't afford to send him to another school. His dreams of becoming an engineer seemed to crumble before his eyes. With slumped shoulders, he trudged home, dreading the disappointment on his parents' faces. But little did Tommy know, fate had other plans as he lay awake that night, tossing and turning. A series of events was unfolding that would change his life forever. The next morning, as the sun peeked over the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink, an unusual sound filled the air. It wasn't the familiar rumble of tractors or the gentle mooing of cows, no. This was something entirely different, the rhythmic thump-thump-thump of helicopter blades. Slicing through the morning mist, students and teachers alike rushed to the windows, their jaws dropping at the sight of a sleek, black helicopter descending upon their modest school grounds. As the dust settled, a figure emerged from the cockpit, his tailored suit a stark contrast to the rural surroundings. Whispers rippled through the crowd. Is that? Could it be? Someone gasped. Indeed, it was none other than billionaire tech mogul Alexander Steele, CEO of Steele Innovations and one of the wealthiest men in the world. With purposeful strides, Steele made his way towards the school entrance, his presence commanding attention from everyone in sight. Principal Hawkins, looking both bewildered and slightly terrified, hurried to greet the unexpected visitor. Mr. Steele, what an honor! To what do we owe this pleasure? The principal stammered, his earlier bravado nowhere to be seen. Steele's piercing gaze swept across the gathered crowd before landing on Principal Hawkins. I'm here about a student named Tommy, he announced, his voice carrying an authority that made even the toughest farm boys straighten their backs. A collective gasp rippled through the onlookers. Tommy, who had been hiding at the back of the crowd, felt his heart skip a beat. What could a billionaire possibly want with him? As if reading his thoughts, Steele continued, I came across a rather ingenious design for an agricultural drone last night. It was posted on an obscure online forum, and I must say, I was impressed. The username was Farmer Sondriums, and after some digging, I traced it back to this school, to Tommy. Principal Hawkins face paled. Tommy. But he's just been expelled. His grades, you see. Steele's eyebrow arched dangerously. Expelled. The boy who might revolutionize farming technology. I think not. With a wave of his hand, Steele beckoned Tommy forward. The young boy, trembling with a mix of fear and excitement, stepped into the spotlight. Tommy, Steele addressed him directly, your design shows promise. It's rough around the edges, sure, but the core concept, brilliant. How would you like to join our summer internship program at Steele Innovations? Tommy's eyes widened in disbelief. Me? But I'm just a farmer's son. Steele's lips curved into a rare smile. And I was just a mechanic's kid. Look where that got me. The crowd erupted in cheers and applause. Principal Hawkins, realizing the gravity of his mistake, began to backpedal furiously. Of course. Tommy's expulsion was clearly a misunderstanding. We'd be honored to have him continue his education here. But Steele wasn't finished. He turned to address the entire school, his voice carrying over the excited chatter. In fact, I'm so impressed by the potential I see here. I've decided to establish a STEM scholarship program for this school. We'll provide funding for advanced courses, state-of-the-art equipment, and mentorship opportunities. The excitement in the air was palpable. Students who had never dared to dream beyond the county line suddenly saw a world of possibilities opening up before them. As the day unfolded, Tommy found himself at the center of a whirlwind. Interviews with local news stations, congratulations from classmates who had never given him a second glance before, and a personal tour of Steele's helicopter. It was almost too much to take in. But amidst the chaos, Tommy caught sight of his parents standing at the edge of the schoolyard. His father, still in his work boots and flannel shirt, had tears in his eyes. His mother clutched a handkerchief, her smile brighter than the summer sun. As the excitement began to die down and Steele prepared to leave, he pulled Tommy aside for one final word. Remember, kid, he said, his voice low and serious, success isn't about where you come from. It's about where you're determined to go. With a wink and a firm handshake, Steele climbed back into his helicopter. The blades whirred to life, kicking up a cloud of dust as the aircraft lifted off, leaving behind a school forever changed. As Tommy watched the helicopter disappear into the horizon, he felt a surge of determination coursing through his veins. He may have started the day as an expelled farmer's son, but he was ending it as a young innovator with the world at his feet. The story of Tommy and the Billionaire's helicopter spread like wildfire. It became a legend in the small town, a tale of hope and unexpected opportunities. Parents would tell their children, dream big and work hard. You never know when your helicopter might come. And as for Principal Hawkins, well, let's just say he learned a valuable lesson about judging books by their covers, or in this case, judging students by their test scores. In the years that followed, the once quiet school became a hub of innovation. Students who might have once resigned themselves to following in their parents' footsteps now dared to reach for the stars, and it all started with one boy, one design, and one very dramatic helicopter landing. So the next time you hear the distant thrum of helicopter blades, remember Tommy's story. Because in this wild, unpredictable world, you never know when your life might take an unexpected flight into the extraordinary. And who knows? Maybe the next great idea that changes the world is brewing in the mind of a farmer's child, a mechanic's daughter, or any kid who's been told they're not good enough. After all, in the game of life and success, it's not about the hand you're dealt, it's about how you play your cards. So dream big, work hard, and keep your eyes on the sky. Your helicopter moment might be just around the corner.